from Arlington, Texas, born and raised. I am an accounting major. I'm doing the integrated master's program, so I'll be getting my master's at the end of 2013, spring of 2013. I have an older brother who's 2 years older, and I have a twin sister. And my entire life, I have spent my time trying to figure out who I am in between the two of them. And I always think back to growing up. We had these cassette tapes from the Donut Man, actually, and we each had our favorite one. And my favorite one was the one called I'm a Helper. And so I've kind of defined my entire life around that. I love to help, whether it's mowing the yard, doing the dishes, raking the leaves, washing the dog, whatever I can. That's really what I love doing. That's what I try to do every day. Anything I can do, I just want to help. But I'm at UT. I originally didn't want to come. My older brother was here, and my twin sister wanted to come here, and I said, no way am I going. But I did accounting in high school, and I was an accounting nerd. I studied accounting, and I did actually accounting tests through UIL, and I loved it. It was like my entire life, and I really wanted to come to McCombs to get into the business school and do the master's program, actually. And the day I got the letter that said I had gotten accepted into McCombs, I knew that this is where I had to be. So that's how I got here. I found out about Tex 4000, much like my other teammates I was overhearing, through a flyer. And it was my sophomore year, and my friend had actually seen the flyer and said, dude, we got to do that. And I was like, oh, you're kidding. We joked around for probably about a year, and then I actually had a personal connection to cancer. And the more I thought about it, the more I was drawn to look into it more. And I read the application, I read about T4K online, and I just knew that it was something I had to be a part of. My entire life, I've been one of those people who'd never had anything bad happen to them. I was like the spoiled kid who grew up and everything's perfect. I had no worries in the world, no cares. And then my grandfather, who is the rock of my mom's side of the family, we're really close. My mom's the youngest of 9, so probably about 50 of us in the extended family, and I feel like they're all my brothers and sisters. He got diagnosed with throat cancer. And I really didn't know what that meant. He went to MD Anderson. I remember he went through the chemo and radiation, and it was rough. And then about a month out before he was going to be declared in remission, it came back. And same thing happened again. So he went through all the stuff, and he was in his late 80s at the time, so pretty old. And same thing happened again, and he was that close to being in remission, and then it came back, and it eventually spread and took his life in 2009. So I write for him, and as soon as that kind of happened, I realized how else cancer affected my life. My dad's grandparents both died of cancer. And then my mom's mom died of breast cancer that eventually spread to her bones and then to her brain. And she died a year before I was born, so I never got the chance to meet her. My grandfather's second wife, who was the only grandma I knew, had Parkinson's disease, which isn't cancer, but something that ultimately took her life. And then I had an uncle and a cousin. My uncle died at the age of 50, not to cancer related, but still along the lines. My cousin died at the age of 21. And then just this past March, my aunt got diagnosed with a very rare cancer called PMP. And they thought it was ovarian, but then they realized it was this. She had over a 12-hour surgery, and they took out, I think, 20 pounds of internal organs. And so she was recovering over the ride and is now back at work, working full-time and just kicking butt. And so most recently, she's a big reason why I ride. I'm a looking forward to most meeting people. I love people. I love talking to people. I love hearing their story. My favorite thing is that everybody has a different story and no one's the same. And everyone has different outlooks, different thoughts, different way of doing things. And so I'm most excited to connect to people. The biggest thing I want to do is, with my grandfather going through his battles and then all that happening on my mom's side of the family, we always said a family that prays together stays together. And as soon as something bad happened to my grandpa, I was terrified that my family would kind of fall apart just because he was our rock. And sure enough, we stayed together. And I think that a lot of people kind of fight their battles alone, and they aren't alone, because I'm fighting with them. My team's fighting with them. We're all here to fight with them, and that's what I want to do across the ride, is let everybody know that we're all in this together, and I've got their back, you know, and I'm willing to stand right there next to them and face this fight.